We apologize for the technical difficulties, but we'll just call that part one of the Night Owl edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show, and now we're back with part two. But to pick up where we left off at with the Celtics and Nets game, like I said, just tremendous defensive sequence in the last two plays where you double team Kyrie, you make Durant force up a tremendous shot, and then just tremendous ball movement by the Celtics in the last position that led to the game-winning shot by Jason Tatum. And again, as we already said, it definitely will be a dogfight. It definitely will be like that Ollie Frazier go 15 rounds, and they'll just be battered and bruised because the winner of that series plays. Is that the no? Boston was the 2 seed, correct?
Yes, because Brooklyn took 7.
Okay, yes. So the winner of that, the winner of that will play the winner of the Sixers Raptors series. Yes, okay. Which would be tough. But speaking of the Raptors 76ers, the big man showed out tonight in the city of brotherly love as the 76ers took a commanding 2-0 lead over the Toronto Raptors. And again, you called it out. You said if Maxey can duplicate his performance in game 1, which he had 38 on Saturday, he duplicated it again, almost messed around and got another triple-double. But it hasn't just been him. It's been him and Tobias Harris that have helped shoulder the load for Philadelphia so far in these 2 games. And I know you have been high on Tobias Harris. Even when he was playing for the Clippers, you were high on Tobias Harris.
Yeah, he's a good basketball player.
Yeah, he is. But from what you saw and what you dissected, what did you like about what Philly did tonight in game 2 against Toronto?
Well, I'm going to start off with what I didn't like.
Oh, boy.
Didn't like that they were up 20 points. And it got as close as, I want to say 8-6. You can't let a team go on a 20-2 run, not in the playoffs, because that's not gonna happen against the Celtics. You can't do that against the Heat, and you damn sure can't do it against the Nets. If you're up 20, you gotta keep that up there. Not saying that you're gonna win by 20, but keep it in. You're not supposed to relax, but they relaxed, and it showed. Doc Rivers changed up the lineup, and once the lineup got changed, that's when they went on that run. But what I did like is the continued growth of Maxey. That kid is just starting to blossom, and I knew that the moment he left Kentucky.
And you've been high on him ever since draft night.
Yep. When
you found out that he was coming to Philadelphia, you were just, even last season, you kept speaking on him and speaking on him and speaking on him. And therefore, again this year, and he is definitely starting to
you can see look like a genius. The kid likes basket and he's having fun. That's the one thing, he's having fun. And as I spoke to you before we did the recording, whatever James Harden is preaching to this young man, you can clearly see that it's there. His game has gone to another level. He was already progressing, but when Harden got there, that young man his 3 game got better. He's more aggressive to the basket. He can play defense, and that's always needed in Philly. We got to have a defense.
Correct.
That young man is, and his teardrop game is ridiculous. He gets to the hole. He got hang time. I mean, I'm glad he didn't get traded. And I say this every time I watch that young man play. I'm glad he didn't get traded because he was part of the trade talks. I'm glad it was just Ben Simmons and whatever else we gave up, Drummond or whatever. But if we would have gave up Maxey, can you imagine that in Brooklyn right now? I mean, I know we gave him Seth Curry and Drummond and Ben Simmons, but can you imagine Maxey playing at the level he's playing right now with the Sixers, with a KD and a Kyrie?
Well, he definitely would be a key bench clog because, obviously you're not going to start him over Kyrie. Well, you could.
No, not at all. But I'm just saying that energy that he has right now, that would be good for their bench. Excuse me. But just the jump back, but Tobias Harris, I mean, my goodness, this is I didn't see this in the regular season, so I'm glad he saved it for the postseason.
Well, also
But
tonight,
I was like you said, I've seen this when he played with the Clippers. I'm like that dude got game.
yes, he does. And also tonight, Danny Green decided to have a San Antonio fundamentals moment and looked like he was wearing the silver and black.
Wait. But where did he go before he came to the NBA?
Oh, he's a Tar Heel.
I rest my case.
He is a Tar Heel. But tonight for me, the big man, and of course, one of our favorite words of the show, big man played with passion tonight. And it started when he had 19 in the first quarter. And I was like, just one, I'm like, oh, he's playing with passion tonight. And that could be problems for Toronto, and it turned into some big problems for Toronto.
Well, you know how I already felt about Embiid when I saw him blessed and don the jersey, then I saw him play on the court. I'm like, oh, when healthy, this man got something. And you know how I feel about the big man. I know he can shoot the three, but you know where I'd rather have him.
When he's in the post or in the low block or
Did
in the
you see
elbow.
the footwork that he put on the dude?
Yes.
I mean, he got footwork down low. I know he can shoot. I know he has a mid-range. I mean, he can shoot the three. He got mid-range. He can back you down. He got the post game. I mean, there's one or two things going to happen to Embiid if he strictly plays down low. He's going to score on you.
Yes.
Are you going to foul him? And I'll add in the third. You might foul him and he'll score. I'm taking them numbers all day. But that's not the way to bet. That's not the way that the NBA is right now. Big man is shooting threes. And it's really ridiculous. I'm jumping off script real quick. It's really ridiculous when a big man, not just any big man, a center wins the three-point contest in the NBA.
Of course, he's making reference to Karl Anthony Towns winning the three-point competition at All-Star Weekend back in Cleveland. But I will say this, in his dominant first quarter, it wasn't he was shooting jumpers. He was in the block, in the post, getting to the basket. But not only is he a big man, he's also a big man that can hit his free throws. And that's very, very, very important. So
you see why I say get low. They foul you. They're not hacking you to get to the free throw line. You're going to go to the line and make both of them at least 89 to 90% time of the time you're going to the free throw line for a big man.
Yes.
That's guard status.
That is.
But see, the Sixers do this to me every year. We play like this, you know, they broke my heart when they lost to the Hawks. That should not have went the way it went last year. I know I'm going backwards, but I'm scared to play the Celtics. I think we can get past Brooklyn. We're a little more fundamental. But Boston, you already know that's the kryptonite. I tell you that every time that we get in the playoffs. I'm like, who are you playing? Boston? Yep.
You do. And I mean, of course, it's the longtime rival. It's one of the most intense rivalries in the NBA. Of course, it reached its peak in the 80s with Bird and Dr. J. We know the history. But first things first, you're up 2. You got 2 more to win. But you know that Toronto is going to bring it. You know,
I got Toronto winning one at home. I got them winning one at home.
So you're calling a gentleman's sweep.
No. I'm not calling a gentleman's sweep. I have Toronto winning one game at home. No gentleman's sweep. I just think. What's the young man's name that's hurt?
Scotty Barnes.
Yeah, I see him playing the game, and I see him willing them a victory. And plus, it's up north, man. You know how the Jurassic Park is.
Yeah, that is true, and I'm pretty sure Aubrey will be there live and in color.
Yeah,
So
whatever. Whatever. As a basketball person, I don't know who Aubrey is. As a rapper, Drake is a shit.
Here we go.
But
Well,
you know, that's how I feel about LeBron James. LeBron James, a basketball player, miss me with that. LeBron James, a human being who built a school and does all kind of other stuff. Just don't complain about people in the stands that heckle you, and we'll be good.
who does that?
I don't understand.
I don't get it, but I digress. The Utah Jazz had a chance to go up 2-0 with no Luka Doncic, but the Dallas Mavericks pulled away, get the win, and even the series as they head back to Utah.
That might be trouble if Luka ain't playing.
Yeah, but if Luka does return for Game 3, and I mean, a calf injury is so difficult to try and gauge because you don't know what could happen. Because I mean, not to go off subject again, but we go back to the Warriors of 2019 when Durant hurt his calf and the Warriors, went through the playoffs with ease and then got to the finals. And then you're like, when is Kevin Durant returning? Is he going to play? He played in Game 5, which led to, fortunately, his Achilles going out. And you knew things were bad. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're Dallas, you don't want to rush Luka, but you feel like if he can play, will he give it a go? That's the other thing. And the Jazz, it's like they're Jekyll and Hyde. I mean, we know the Jazz are a good team. But for some unstrange reason this year, the Jazz just have a tendency for just blowing big leads.
We're talking about 20-point plus.
Yeah,
lead.
20. I mean, before the end of the regular season, they were up 20 on the Warriors, and the Warriors came back to win the game, which in a sense helped them get the number 3 seed because it was a fight for the 3 seed between the Warriors and the Mavericks, which the Warriors end up getting lucky and getting it by 1 game because Dallas finished 52-30. The Warriors finished 53-29. So that 1 game was, in a sense, the difference in between being the 3rd seed, being the 4th seed.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, that is something. But this particular series right here, it looks like it's probably going to go 6 or 7. And I mean, that series really, really can be a toss-up because you can see either team winning that series.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't be surprised if either of those teams won that series because it is as evenly matched as you want it to be in a series. Because normally the 4-5 matchup is normally the most evenly contested matchup in the quarterfinals. And that's where you most likely always get, the one of the upsets of people because there have been times where a 5 has beaten a 4 in the playoff series.
Classics.
And then the Golden State Warriors spot the Nuggets, a 12-point lead. And then Wardell and Mr. Poole and Mr. Clay said in unison, "Hold my damn beer." And the fest just began. And I guarantee you Wardell will not be coming off the bench much longer because he is certainly looking to find his rhythm. And he had his Portland moment to where he was hitting threes and he's like, I'm here.
But wait. Wiggins ain't even had a game yet.
No.
See, this is what we were talking about. If anybody has been watching us, and you can pull up any of our film, our videos of us talking basketball, and we talk about the Warriors. We kept saying we could not wait till there was Wiggins, Clay, Curry, Draymond, and whoever else.
Whoever the number 5 is.
Yeah, whoever number 5 was, whatever. But to have all 4 of those on the court, and by surprise, Jordan Poole is a basketball player. Let's just get that under, just throw that out there. That young man can play some basketball.
Yes, he can. He was very high. He was very high coming out of the University of Michigan.
And some of the things that he was doing tonight, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Now, can you imagine if you had when Steph got drafted, if Monte could do what they're doing right now? I think they would have won a title in year 3 and Curry Curry. Yeah, if they would have stuck together.
Well, and I mean, kudos to Monte for saying I messed that up. Because I mean, it takes a heck of a man to say, you know what, I was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I was excited to see them playing together, and it was unfortunate that Monte got traded, but in hindsight, it turned out to be the right move to build around Steph.
Of course.
Even though you and I both love Monte Ellis.
Oh.
Monte Ellis is in my top 10 of all time favorite Golden State Warriors. I mean, Monte did some special things in the Bay Area and was a tremendous player for us.
So speaking about Monte, do you remember that one-off season, the season that he got hurt?
The moped.
Yeah, right. Remember, not a single tattoo on his body. But the year he got hurt and he came back that next year, I'm like, whoa.
That's what happens. That's what happens. We have a lot of free time. But I mean, you see, Clay went off.
Oh,
and he hasn't fully gone off yet, which we know. Game 6 Clay will be coming very
he just gave us a
very
preview.
soon.
That's all we got. That's a preview of what's coming.
Yeah. Because remember, he once scored 37 in one quarter.
With 11 dribbles through the whole game.
And not to mention, he scored 60 in 3 quarters. And the only reason why he didn't get more is because Kerr said, "You're done. That's enough. Get your ass on the bench because I know you won't come out."
Hey, bro, he could have easily had 90.
Yeah,
easy.
If you wanted to.
It seemed like he was in a. It's almost like when we call when Curry goes into the Human Torch mode.
Yes.
It's like Clay just gets something just clicks in his head. It's like, oh yeah. No matter who's in my face, where you spot me up, it's gonna be one of those nights, fellas. And that's what I love about the Warriors. Kerr sees that flame or whoever catches hot, he'll feed the ball to him.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody on the court knows that.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the hot hand?
Give it to him.
Heat check until you miss.
Shoot the J. Shoot it.
All plays are run through you until you miss. And then maybe, even if you miss that last shot, we're going to run something to you again to see if you're going to make it. And 9 times out of 10, Clay or Steph makes that when they get it in that mode. This team is spectacular to watch.
Well, you heard what I said early in the program. I said it just seemed like in the second half, it was 4-point play after 4-point play after 4-point. It just seemed like it was. And then you have Jordan Poole damn near falling out of bounds, stepping back, hitting nothing but the bottom of the net. You know, Steph will shoot it from across the Coliseum into the doggone arena.
He'll shoot it from Poliato.
Yeah, he'll shoot from the farm. Yes, he will. He will definitely shoot from the farm. But I mean, like I said, I do agree. I do think the Nuggets will get one game because the Joker is just too damn good. And plus,
the Warriors got in his head in game 2. He was clearly.
Oh, that was all Draymond Green. That was Draymond being trained.
That's the master at that. If you let Draymond Green get in your head, that means
That was East Saginaw, Michigan coming out and just frustrating the Joker.
And he's quietly having a good playoff couple of games too. But see, that's how the Warriors has been winning. Draymond has sneakily have a triple-double, but it'd be like 10 points, 12 boards, 14 assists. And you're like, I was watching the whole game. He was balling like that. He's getting back to that. And if they're back clicking, I tell you this on live right now. Mark it.
It is 1:40 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
If it comes down to this and what you're wearing, you know how I do in the regular season. You know what I do in the regular season.
Yes.
I don't pull for nobody. Neither one of them. But if it happens to be the finals.
And this is live, folks. At 1:40 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Gotta rock with my I've seen it. You know how I am with my championships. I've seen the Dubs. I've seen the Giants. I've seen the Tar Heels, and I've seen Florida State. I've never seen the Raiders. I've seen them lose, and I've seen my Sixers lose. I've seen the Dubs win and lose. All I need is the Sharks, Raiders, and Sixers, and I'm happy in all sports.
Well, the Raiders might come sooner before the Sharks. That's for damn sure.
I don't know what's going on in San Jose.
It's a new era for sure. Like I said, it's 50-50 bittersweet for me about Doug Wilson leaving because he
needed to go. That was long overdue.
I agree. It's time for a change. Like I said, I'm 50 because I'm glad there's some new blood coming in there, but he did give his soul to the demo. He did everything he could to try and build that team.
We did win the President's Cup one year under his watch.
Correct.
They made it to the Stanley Cup Finals under his watch.
Yeah, they made multiple appearances in the conference finals. So
he's but what a lot of people don't understand is I really like hockey, just like I like soccer. And it pains me to see the Sharks be good every year.
And they let you down.
And the one year we didn't expect them to do nothing because we didn't care. Excuse me. We didn't even talk about hockey that year. They made it to the Stanley Cup Finals.
No.
We didn't even mention nothing. We always talk about the Sharks. But that one year they made it to the Stanley Cup, we were like, okay.
Where did this come from?
All right.
Like, it was like Major League. Who the fuck are these guys?
100%. And were we disappointed? No, because
yeah. And I mean, don't get us wrong. Don't get me wrong. The Pittsburgh Penguins by far were the better team.
Oh, well, they got Sid the Kid.
No question about that.
Yeah, they got Sid the Kid, deservedly.
Well, now that it was Chris Letang that was torching us in that damn series.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I mean that goes without saying. But I mean, when you don't expect it to happen, they went on this amazing run, and it was like, wow, okay. So then, of course, the next year, we're all invested, and then it's like, what the hell, Sharks? Then again, we're not invested again. They get to the conference finals. You're like, why do you do this to us, Sharks? Why? Just why? But I've always said, I watch enough to know what's going on in the regular season, but when it comes to the Stanley Cup playoffs, I am fully invested. I am fully in because hockey playoffs is the best stuff you will ever watch. Like how some people like how some people get excited over a 0-0 tie in the World Cup. a 0-0 playoff hockey game going into triple overtime and just tremendous goaltending is some of the most exciting stuff you will ever freaking see. And I'm looking forward to it. And the big question is, can the Tampa Bay Lightning three-peat? I don't know. Can the Avalanche finally bust through because they have a real talented team? I don't know. I mean, the Canada curse finally broken because a Canadian team finally appeared in the finals. But,
right.
But Tampa was a lot better than the Montreal Canadiens.
Oh, but that was one hell of a series, though. Oh my.
Yes.
Man, I can talk about hockey all day. See, you know what? We might have to start just doing special shows just for one, because we can talk about anything. Golf. I mean, we can sit here and talk about NASCAR. You want to get down with NASCAR? No. This is the playoff edition.
But just to top off real quick, there was a fight that happened on Saturday night.
Woo!
Deep in the heart. And
okay. But before you dabble in that, can we say, because we do have a boxing chat with some knowledgeable boxing, we're trying to do a boxing show with them.
We're trying to do a boxing show. We're trying to get those two gentlemen on the air.
Definitely get them two together. But what did I say in that chat when the question was asked, who do you have? I believe this guy said, I'm rocking with Mr. Junior. And I said, I trust Junior. But everybody said in that chat, the accident, this, that, yada. Ugas is a great fighter. Don't get me wrong. He earned those belts that he got.
Correct.
But your boy Earl Spence Jr. is a different human being. That man's a boxer.
Well, anytime you can mess up a man's orbital bone.
He was tattooing. And wait, I dipped in the later rounds. I mean, I got in because, I was working, but we had quote unquote downtime. So yeah, your boy found a way to watch the fight. And Spence was tattooing that boy. He just didn't. And I don't understand, when you watch a championship fight, it's always a boxer forgets how to box in later rounds. I mean, Ugas wasn't throwing nothing in the later rounds. It was just Spence hitting him and the referee telling him to back up. And for what I was hearing and reading, it was a somewhat of even fight in the beginning.
Well, here's my question, and I've never really understood this, and I don't understand why boxers do this. Why do you go away from what's working? And a perfect example for me is when Oscar fought Tito. First half of that fight, Oscar was giving Tito a boxing clinic. Tito didn't know what the hell was going on. And I mean, you got Senior in the corner slapping him, talking about, wake up, you're losing the damn fight. And then the final half of the fight, Oscar decides to run because he felt like he did enough to win the fight. And they left in the judge's hands.
What year was that fight, bro? Not to cut you off. What year was that fight?
I want to say that was 1999, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, because I was just trying to figure out. I did see that fight because you know I'm a Tito fan. Yeah. I'm a big Tito fan. Anybody knows me about boxing, it's Tito, and we won't dabble in that. But Tito was one of my big. Oscar messed up. Well, Oscar corner messed up big time.
Yeah, but I mean, you never go away from what's working. And it seemed like that for whatever reason, Ugas decided, to fight flat-footed. I don't know why. That certainly never works against a boxer.
Nope.
But as the old cliche goes, 9 times out of 10, the boxer will always beat the puncher. Even though the puncher do have a puncher's chance, but normally a boxer finds a way to beat the puncher. Now,
that's the cliche in boxing.
Now, with that said, I don't care how you do it, how you slice it, how you dice it, but damn it, the fight game, the boxing world, the boxing fans, we need Earl versus Bud. There's no way to slice it. There's no way to dice it. Damn it, Al Heyman, it needs to happen. You need to do it and do it now.
Yes. We've been preaching about that before he even got into that accident.
Correct.
But why did that fight not happen? Because I believe Bud Crawford just fired somebody in his camp because he said that they didn't make that fight happen because Bud been wanting this fight for years.
Correct.
But here's the thing. Bud ain't had no competition. I don't care who they say that they put in front of that man. That he's a different human being.
Correct.
I mean, Bud is in the whole different. I can sit here and do a whole segment about Bud Crawford. But then you put Earl Spence in there. See, this is the hard thing about being a boxing fan, because you can like somebody and you're like, yeah. And then you can put them up against somebody, you're like, damn, that dude good too. But boxing is getting back, bro. Remember when we were talking about boxing a long time ago? Like it's everybody thought boxing was gonna go south when Floyd retired. I'm so glad that we got HBO doing this Top Rank, or not HBO. We got ESPN doing Top Rank, Showtime doing that, whatever, PBC
on Fox.
I mean, boxing is starting to get back how it used to be when I was enjoying Boxing After Dark, when ESPN had the boxing at like at midnight or like 10:30 at night. You got something.
Friday Night Fights, yes.
Thank you.
I mean,
heck, even NBC even threw some stuff out there. Every once in a while, you had boxing on NBC.
Well, heck, back in the day, USA Tuesday Night Fights. Or heck, I mean, and most people forgot, USA Tuesday Night Fights, that's where we got to experience one of the great fighters of all time, because Roy Jones Jr. was a feature on USA Tuesday Night, on USA Tuesday Night Fights. People forget that. No. Of course, he migrated from there to HBO.
Of course. He got big.
When he was first getting exposure, it was on USA Tuesday Night Fights.
100%.
But I mean, definitely that fight needs to happen. But also, 94,000 people inside Wembley Stadium to witness the Gypsy King defend
Fury and White. I was just about to bring that up. You see, this is why we do this. He was reading my mind before I could even get there. But yeah, that's going to be a good fight. But everybody wants Joshua and Fury, though. That's what everybody wants.
Well, we've been wanting it, and then Alexander Usyk said, "Screw you guys," and hold my beer.
No, he did the Eric Cartman. Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Screw you guys. I'm going home. Exactly. And respect my fucking authority.
Exactly. That's what happened right there. That was, ooh.
Well, again, it goes back to the cliche I just mentioned a few minutes ago. A boxer beating a puncher. And even though Joshua fought beautifully in that fight, and I mean, and one of our, boxing champ, Mr. Vasquez, said Joshua fought the best fight of his life, but he was outboxed by Usyk, who, number one, is a natural cruiserweight.
Exactly.
And is one of the best cruiserweights of all time next to Evander Holyfield. And he just simply outboxed him. Now, if he does the same thing in the rematch, then, and if, Fury takes care of his business, I know for the casual boxing fan, it'll be boring because they're both two boxers, if you will. But
that's the sweet sport about it.
If it comes down to, Usyk and Fury,
I believe that'd be a good fight though.
For fans of the fight game like yourself and mine, it'll be like, okay, how are they going to strategize? Because they're both tacticians. They're both boxers because they like to use the jab and go to the body and then go to the head. That again, they always say styles make fights. And they're almost similar in the same fighting style. The only difference is Fury would have the advantage in height and reach, which always, plays a part. If Usyk can slip the jab like he did against Joshua, he stands a possible good chance to beat Fury. But first things first, Fury must take care of business in his title defense. But Dylan Weil is no slouch. He can bring it. And of course,
he has a nice strong
yeah,
it's strong.
He's got some good combinations, but the thing is, Fury does have a strong chin because he took Deontay Wilder's best punch, and as they say, he got up like the Undertaker. Like there's that famous meme from the first fight to where Wilder thought he got him, and then you hear the gong. It's like boom. I'm like, oh, he's back up.
And not only did he get up, though, he got up and dominated. That's the thing. He got up and just like something. But jump back to the Fury and Dylan White fight. If Dylan can keep Fury off of him, because the Gypsy King gonna throw that weight on you.
Yes.
And if you let him throw that weight on you and wear you down, he already won the fight.
Yeah.
Not only is he throwing his weight on you, but he's as they say in boxing, it's telephone booth. He's in the telephone booth and with the weight. So White gonna have to be on a lot of defense. A lot of defense.
And perhaps build up on his conditioning and build up on his legs and build up on the speed, because like I said, Fury's gonna come in at least close to 300 pounds.
Yep.
Because that's just what he does. But the thing is, even though he's that big, Fury moves so fluidly, and he moves so fluently well, and it's like, are you sure this man is a heavyweight? Because he doesn't move like a heavyweight. Because you think of heavyweights, you think of, strong-footed, straight at you, blunt force trauma.
Yeah,
as the late great Tony Burton would say in a Rocky film, blunt force trauma. But he definitely is a boxer, almost kind of like what Lennox Lewis was. He was a boxer, even though Lennox Lewis had a very good, powerful right hand. But Lennox, especially when he got under Emmanuel Stewart, became a more scientific boxer. Yeah. Even Tyson Fury has some of that Kronk knowledge in his corner, which is why he has learned to box so effectively, and which is why he embarrassed Deontay Wilder on more than just one occasion.
Facts.
So, like I said, if Fury takes care of business, which won't be an easy task because Dylan can fight, and of course, there's always that puncher's chance. But there needs to be a unification of the heavyweight championship of the world. We haven't had one in a very long time.
Yes.
We definitely would like one. But I mean, that's going to be a scene at Wembley Stadium with 94,000 screaming boxing fans. But I'm definitely looking forward to it. But damn it, back to the original subject at hand. Crawford Spence Jr. needs to happen. It needs to happen sometime. And not only in addition to that, of course, Triple G won his last fight to add another middleweight title belt to his repertoire. But
are you about to ask me about Triple G and Canelo?
Do we really want to see that again?
No, I don't. Because Canelo is just going to destroy Triple G.
You think so?
Bro, Canelo is on another atmosphere.
I agree with
you.
you.
Who is going to beat this young man? Name a boxer. Name a boxer. Come on.
I 1,000% agree with you.
Where did he get his schooling from? Who schooled him? Who was his last loss against?
His only loss for that matter.
So that's what I'm meaning. Who did he only lose to in his career?
We don't have to open up that book because you and I have both said it ever since he went to the Floyd Mayweather School of Boxing. He got his degree from Floyd Mayweather. Because
so why do I need to see 3 fights of what this man already then baptized Triple G? No. I need somebody that's going to challenge, not Triple G, challenge Canelo.
Well,
bro, he fought somebody like 3 feet taller than him and destroyed him.
Well, what he did to Sergey Kovalev, who is a former respected light heavyweight champion.
Yes, and I like Kovalev, but what I say, he run up against a powerhouse.
Well, Cinnamon showed him some power, and in a sense, pretty much just beat him into retirement because, I
rest my case.
Well, I'll say it like this: Andre Ward softened him up, and then Canelo said,
"Oh, see, we ain't gonna talk about the Super Six. That's another whole nother segment that does not need to be. See, look, you about to get me to stay away past my bedtime. We about to talk about boxing. I can sit here and do this till the sun come up. It's the sweet science. And what I was going to say while we was talking about boxing, because you made some points that I want to say about Floyd, because people hate Floyd for what he does. What's the biggest thing in boxing besides offense? Of course I gave it away. It's defense.
Slip the jab.
It's not my fault that you can't hit me. And while you throwing punches, I'm hitting you with 5 to your 1.
But here's what people forget. And I don't want to be that guy, but I'm going to be that guy. People forget when Floyd was a flyweight.
Oh, he was throwing leather.
When he was in the 130 to 135 weight limit, Floyd was knocking people out. He was
throwing leather. See? But you got to be a real Floyd Mayweather fan to know that. Because I started with this man when he was Pretty Boy before he
when he was Pretty Boy. He would put you on the canvas. Now, unfortunately, the reason why his knockout ratio stopped as he went up in weight was because he kept breaking his hands.
I'm trying to kill you.
That's the only reason.
So guess what? Since I can't knock you out, guess what?
I'm just going to
touch me. I'm just going to score. I'm just gonna baptize you with these skibidi paps. You're just gonna catch all these calls.
Or as you would say, I'm gonna carry you for 36 minutes.
That's it. We're gonna get this money together.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the.
That's when he became Money Mayweather. When he was Pretty Boy, he wasn't caring about what he did in the ring. But when he became, that moniker turned into money.
Well, all I say is the last video we saw him doing the mitt work, I'm like, yeah, you might want to be happy he didn't come out of retirement. Because those hands,
just leave him alone. Just leave him alone.
Those hands look like they still have problems. And I'm sorry, I like Tank Davis, but Gervonta, you might want to keep your mouth shut. You and I like Tank.
I do too.
I like Tank. I love the way he fights, but you don't want to call out the hand that's feeding you. And Floyd has done his best to try to build you up into the
superstar,
the next pay-per-view guy for Showtime, but then you want to say this and call him out. Here's the thing. Floyd is going to stay making his money as long as he doesn't piss off Mr. Leonard Ellaby. Now, once he does that, then it's all over. I mean, like I said, people think Floyd is not going broke. No,
never.
He's not. He's not going broke. Like I said, as long as he has Mr. Leonard Ellaby in his corner, Floyd's not going broke. Now, the minute those two start having differences and split, then you might see Floyd go off the deep end.
He's a walking promotion, literally a walking promotion.
I mean, you see all across town. You see that TMT. You see the Money Team logo. I mean, I definitely see it all around here in Vegas, being the fact that he is a Vegas local. But I mean, I know people might not like his attitude, and people might have a problem with the way he talks. But
it's not that; it's what he did also with the women, bro. Let's just be honest. That's a big reason why Floyd is not liked.
And we don't condone that. We don't condone men putting hands on women. We don't. But Floyd has always been about promoting the sport and promoting boxing. And no one cannot take that away from him. His dedication to the sport is unparalleled. And I know people don't want to give him his due, but the man really is about promoting the sport of boxing.
And he's 50-0.
Not counting the Conor McGregor fight, but yes, he is.
Okay, so he's 49-0.
Yeah, he is. But I mean, people said he waited too long to face Pacquiao. And that's what some people said.
Okay, we're going there. Okay, look, gotta go to bed, bro. But we're going there. Look here, we're gonna say this. All Pacquiao had to do is just give blood. Floyd gave his blood. Floyd put the money up. Floyd was ready. Who? Do not sit here and say that it was not Floyd. Floyd was ready.
But here's my thing. Here's my question. How is it that Manny Pacquiao said, "I'm scared of needles," but yet you have a Snoopy tattoo on you?
Wait. Not that he's scared of needles. Don't they got to give some form of, after every fight, don't they have to submit something?
Yes.
And after every fight, isn't that drawn from a needle?
Correct.
How many fights Pacquiao has had?
A lot.
So when Floyd says do this and that, and then he decides
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I just want to fight. I just want to fight.
When people said it, blame Floyd. No, actually blame Pacquiao. Floyd was ready, and Floyd would do the same thing that he did. They were both too old though. That fight, they got my money. They literally suckered me that fight. They literally got me.
I
And
did
you
watch.
know, I've all I pay for damn near every Floyd fight that he's had. I've never missed it because there was two things that I wanted to see. I wanted to see Floyd embarrass the person, or if this was the fight that he decided to go down, at least I saw it.
Well, the only time he was ever close to going down is when Shane Mosley, who we had the privilege of shaking,
Ooh,
when
don't
he cut
mention
him with
that
that
fight.
right hand.
Don't mention that fight because the moment Floyd got up off that canvas
Oh, it was over.
and he looked at Shane Mosley, I was gonna say something, bro. You hit me. You saw Floyd's whole demeanor, like the script change. And what did Floyd commence to do? Tax that ass the whole. That knockdown did not matter to nothing.
No, he didn't get knocked down. He got hit. He never hit. He never touched the canvas. He did not. He did not go
right.
down.
Excuse me.
He did not go down.
Floyd did not go down. He was pissed.
Yeah. And then I can just remember in the corner, their Ellaby just said, "Box. That's what we do." And what did he do? He boxed, and I mean, Shane was already old by then.
But we know Shane's a dog, bro. Shane don't. Shane he don't.
Just
quit.
like Sean Porter.
Yeah, he don't quit.
No.
But that's where Floyd went from money. He went back to pretty boy. When he took that hit, hold on, I don't get hit. That man whole demeanor changed.
Correct. But yes, we definitely fans, definitely one day just want to do a show completely dedicated to boxing because we can talk about the sweet science all day and what matchups we want to see. But him, like myself, we do have to work tomorrow and we do need to get some rest, but we did want to come on and do.
It's been long overdue.
And
sorry for the part 2, but we've had
technical difficulties.
A few shows where we had to do part 1 and 2.
But we definitely will do another playoff edition as the playoffs get full rampant in the NBA. We definitely will have a NBA final show, and hopefully a friend of the program, Mr. Steve Dugan, can join us again and give us his insight of who he thinks can make the quest to win the Larry Byron Trophy. And we are still working on trying to get Mr. Vasquez and Mr. Ruff to have an all boxing show to where just the four of us just talk the sweet science and see what dream matchups we want to see, or, you know, what unifications of title belts we want to see. So we have a lot in store. So just continue to stick with us, ride with us. Again, please subscribe to the page. And again, like we've always said, any subject you want us to tackle, leave it in the comment feed.
Which I fixed.
Yes, you can leave comments now. But like I said, any subject you want us to linger and touch on, we will do it. But we will say, since we are officially 1 week away, we will have a draft show of the Mizzle and Dove show on the NFL draft. So
it could be multiple guests. That's the show to where, you know, we might have an open forum and guests can come in and out. Come put your 2 cents in. We can talk the draft. We can, matter of fact, I believe I'm off day 1. So we can probably do a live show just to coordinate with you. No, you'll be at work, so that won't.
No, on that night, I won't go to. Well, if I'm still working in the graveyard shift, I won't go to work until midnight. So I can sleep most of the day and wake up for round 1 of the draft, which I believe is Thursday, the 28th, if I'm not mistaken.
It's correct.
It is in Las Vegas, and I know a big portion of the strip will be shut down because they will be having boats at the Bellagio to welcome.
Really? I mean, I heard they were trying to make that happen, so that's legit, huh?
No, that's legit going to happen because they're all making plans about it now. Because, like I said, they already mentioned plans about most of the strip will be shut down just to accompany that. So Thankfully, I'm coming from the other side, but that's just too much mass amount of humanity. I don't want to be nowhere near that because that will be just. I mean, it'll make revenue for the city. I'm all for it, but just for me, like you don't like to be a whole lot, just like you don't like to be around a whole bunch of mass humanity. I am the same way. It's like, okay, that's just too much people. Get me out of here. Whereas Wilbon likes to say, "Get out."
But wait, we sit here and say that, but next year we're trying to go to WrestleMania.
Hey, well,
But it's the atmosphere or the
Yeah.
surrounding that I'm around. If it's something that I'm uncomfortable, yeah, oh no. But football stadiums, basketball arenas, WrestleMania, I don't know. I might have to take something before we go to WrestleMania. That's a lot of people. That's going to be a lot of people at SoFi, but I'm ready
yeah,
for it.
it
I'm
is.
ready for it.
But
Hey, brother, another one in the books, man.
indeed,
You know, I love doing this with you, and like you said, please give us suggestions. We're open for it, and boxing's coming. We didn't talk about the USFL, but we'll tap into that probably a little bit later. Which is, I'll say this: it looks interesting.
it does.
Spring football, I'll take it until the real shebang comes, and next year we got the XFL. But that's another subject. But yes, Dubs are up 2-0. Sixers up 2-0. Did a show with my brother. Thank you guys for tuning in. And yeah, we'll get better.
Like I said, any suggestions, any subject you want us to tackle, again, leave in the comment books. This has been a Night Owl edition, 2-part edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show. He's Mizzle, I'm Dub, and as always, it is 5 o'clock some damn where. Till the next show, be safe. God bless you all.
Yes, sir.